I have more than 100 fragrances in my drawer, so let's review every single one of them. And let's start with one of my all-time greats, which is Creed Viking. So this is my fancy office fragrance. I will wear this when I actually do dress up at the office. To me, it strikes an interesting balance between classic masculine top notes and ultra-modern bass notes. Disclaimer, I have worn this fragrance around 30-ish times ever since I bought it a few years ago. Given that I have more fragrances that I could ever use up during my lifetime, I think it's a pretty okay score. So, the fragrance itself. The main player to me in this fragrance is the menthol. When I just spray it on, all I can smell is this blast of super fresh, a bit spicy, a bit zesty mint. And it really reminds me of Vietnamese Star, which is a traditional balm that you would use when you're, sick. At first, I hated this fragrance because of that fact. However, after a while, my nostalgia kicked in and I actually really started loving this. It smells cold to me, almost like frost in the winter, which during the summer months is amazing, and during the winter months, it just fits. The projection here doesn't seem to be all that great. I have done around 5 sprays on me before going to the office, and people don't seem to be noticing it that much, even when I explicitly ask if they can smell this fragrance on me. So I don't know why that is their case, because I can smell it on myself quite clearly. It seems that other people around me, they don't pick up on it that much. As for the compliments, I have gotten a single one, unsolicited, from a lovely lady that probably likes old school fragrances, I guess, because my girlfriend, every time I spray it, she doesn't seem to react to it. Almost seems like she's just ignoring it, which is a sign to me that probably people don't like the fragrance if they don't tell me anything. The fragrance lasts on me about 8 to 10 hours, and the mint vibe also lasts the whole time, which usually lasts, like less than an hour for sure. So an hour into the fragrance, it somewhat quickly settles down into a fresh, slightly sweet, musky vibe with this minty undertone. It definitely has slight woody aspects, some herbaceous feels to it, a little bit of norlimbinol. I'm not 100% sure on that, but if I'm correct, that's an interesting idea to experiment with. So taking menthol and adding this ambery, spicy smell and combining them. I should probably try that. Okay, maybe that's not norlimbinol. It smells much more ambery, much more full. While here it's kind of spicy, spiky almost. About 2 hours in, it still smells quite nice. About 4 hours in, it has settled down quite a bit. It's faint, musky, slightly minty vibe, and I think I smelled this ambery, spicy vibe on it. Maybe it was someone else's fragrance, I'm not sure, but it seems that it could be in this fragrance. And at 11 hours in, I get a super faint, slightly minty, slightly citrusy, musky scent. It has some hints of oak moss, definitely not strong at this point, almost no sillage, but I wouldn't expect much more from a office fragrance. So for the purpose that I have it for, it works perfectly. So in conclusion, it lasts for a moderate amount, the sillage isn't that big either, the compliments you get aren't that often and aren't that big, and it costs a bunch. So where would I rank this then? I would say that the smell alone puts this in A tier for myself, but taking into account that the price tag here is quite steep, and it's definitely not the best value for performance that you could get for the price. And that was one of the reasons why I didn't buy it for months, even though I really wanted to. I think that this is more like a lower A tier or higher B tier. I think we can start strong at the beginning. Let's put it in lower A tier. It's still a really good fragrance and the smell is really good. But there's a counterpart to this, which is the Vietnamese Star. Would I use that? Honestly, strong D tier. It smells medicinal, it doesn't feel great. So yeah, to me it still smells kind of like sickness. So I think D tier is, well, okay, no, E tier, sorry. It's not good, it's not that great. It does smell kind of nice, but once you smell it, at least to me, the association is that you are sick. Anyways, this is my first fragrance in the tier list, and I will be populating it with some more, as you may have seen in the bottom corner of this tier list, and there are around 100 more that I would like to just review, and I really do want to go through every single fragrance that I have and be as transparent as possible, just to, you know, get at least some videos going. Jesus. And I think that this is a good way of doing that while I'm still working on my bigger projects. And you will see them eventually. Hopefully within a couple of months, at least, the first one of them. But in the meantime, I'll be trying to get these done.